We are going to be using our contour line drawing technique to draw an animal. And you should have picked whatever animal you want to do. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the image and trying to draw what we see just by focusing on its borders to start with, and then we can go in and add details. So I'm going to try to do this octopus, and you can make it smaller or larger than what it is, but it needs to make an impact, so don't make it too small. And I'm going to start with that head area. I'm on a 9x12 paper. And I'm just going to start sketching. You want to sketch really lightly so that you can easily erase. There's no second pieces of paper for this project. We are using a watercolor paper, and there's only one per person available, so just make sure that you're not drawing so hard that you won't be able to remove it if you need to. So I'm right here right now, coming from this eye area. It's a little below that. It's coming kind of down like that. And then this side comes almost from that same area and stretches up. I think it's folded behind the rock. And we're just looking for kind of the basic, you want to get basically what you're seeing here, but this is not going to end up identical to the image that you're drawing from. You would need to use a different method if you wanted it to be perfectly identical. We're just focusing kind of on observation and the lines that form the object that we're drawing. So I can see this line coming here, and that comes from here, so I'm going to add that line in there. So coming from around here, this stretches across like that. And this one is this front one, so I can see that that ends here, and it's blocked by this one that's way up in the front facing me. I can see through there, and I didn't leave a big enough hole there, so I'm gonna move this down a little bit so that I can leave that hole where you can see through. Remember, drawing as lightly as possible so that you can actually erase if you need to. I'm over here on this leg now, and it's coming off of this arch area, this right here, and I can see that it's also underneath here. So right now I've drawn this, which is basically this line into this, but I need to add this part of his arm too, so it's going to come from here. And it's curving up and around. Well, I've kind of got the basic shape of what I want for my octopus design. And then I need to go in and I need to start adding in some details. So I think I'll start with that head area, which is a little bit off. So I want to focus on, I think, where the eye is going to go. And that shape of that pupil, if I'm looking at that, it's like kind of a really funny shape. Like that. And I also want to focus on kind of where the shading is so that when I actually go in and start shading, I kind of have an idea of where I want to shade and give it some dimension and depth. So I'm just going to kind of show where the shading is by kind of sketching it in, so I make sure to go a little darker there. And on this back side, I can see that here we have kind of a lighter area. And this is the back side of his other eye. And then he's got this kind of opening here, which I'm not sure what that is. Maybe to help him breathe? I'm not sure. But I'm going to sketch it in so it gives him a little more interest. And I'm going to come and start figuring out, I think I'm going to more loosely put in these parts of his legs. I'm not going to do quite as many, just more of an idea of it. So I think I'm just going to come in and put a few, because I'm going to be using some materials that aren't going to allow for super duper detailed. And with this leg that crosses over the rock, I might actually just let it go up and out of the page. Even though in my picture it shows it's on the rock, I think I'm just going to let it kind of flow up this way. And then I'm just going to add in a few more of these guys. Again, not really like I'm seeing it in the picture for those. Just giving the idea of those for him. Now, since this is a line artwork, I want to add in a lot of lines in the background. So I am going to do, and I want them to be pretty far apart because I need to be able to get in there with my paints that I'm going to be using. So I want to create some different kinds of lines and make it pretty, feeling like it has some rhythm and movement. So I'm going to kind of go with like waved lines and keeping them pretty far apart. And then some of them can come other ways, like maybe I want to do kind of a spiral look here. And I'm going to have my octopus overlapping these lines. So I'm just kind of making some lines that flow behind him, however you want that to be. Again, it shouldn't cross through him. It should go around him. And then I'm going to get ready to add some oil pastels is what I'm going to use for this outlining. So there's my design, and now I'm going to get ready to start my oil pastels.